What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we have another weapons review and showcase video. Now, this weapon that we're going to be doing today was voted by you guys on YouTube. I had a poll going up on YouTube with 4 different weapons, and this weapon by far took the first place. So I'll show up on the screen right now. We got, out of 104 votes, this weapon was 48%. So that's what we'll be doing today. I'll be showcasing this weapon. Before we get started, guys, I want to go ahead and let you guys know about the giveaway that I got going on right now. So the giveaway is to celebrate me reaching 300 subscribers, and I want to thank you guys for that because you guys are awesome. And then also, the August 1st update is going to be a pretty nice update. We got Ultimate Valve coming out and stuff like that. So, lining it up for that so that way 2 lucky people can go ahead and grab $50 gift cards and be able to get themselves whatever they want. If they want Ultimate Valve, or if not, whatever. You do whatever you want with the money, but I got a giveaway going on. All you got to do is, in the description, I'll have my Discord server link. Just go ahead and join that, and then once you get into the server, there's going to be a tab that says giveaway. Join that giveaway. And not only that, please subscribe to the channel. Anywho, let's just get straight into this video. So we're doing the Enduring Legacy. So we got the Enduring Legacy, which is an ultimate weapon. So it takes a lot of grinding, and I'm going to tell you the grind was real just to get it. So we got the Enduring Legacy. It's a light machine gun. It is general rounds. It has a base firearm attack of 13,155 with a 115 magazine size and a fire rate of 571. As you can see, I rolled on here a firearm critical hit rate, weak point damage, firearm attack, and firearm critical hit damage. Just the basic DPS stats. So what I want to do is we're going to go ahead and go over its unique ability. Because this is an ultimate weapon, it has a unique ability. This unique ability, craftsmanship. So on hitting an enemy, increases static effect trigger rate corresponding to the element, fire, chill, electric, and toxic, and inflicts the unique ability quenching to the target and to the targeted enemy. On hitting burning enemies, increased firearm attack, and apply this buff on the attack. Now, you can use any element on this weapon, and it'll increase the status effect trigger rate, right? That's why you can use any element. It doesn't have to be fire. But with this particular weapon, if you use fire, you get an added bonus, right, for using fire. So this is a more fire favorable weapon. So the basic information is effective range drop off start negative 12.5% and effective range drop off and -7. So this doesn't have the best type of range, right? And then on hit, attribute status effect trigger rate is at 6%. So you get a little 6% higher status effect trigger rate. Not too crazy, but it is noticeable. You can see the difference slightly. Now let's go over the unique ability quenching. So quenching is a 0.4 second duration. So pretty much if you stop shooting at all, then the quenching is gone. The buff is gone. So as long as you're continuously shooting, you'll keep getting them stacks. So the duration is 0.4 seconds. Max stacks is 30. And then the fire resistance is a -5%. And then you get an extra 0.8% per stack. So you'll get 5% like you hit them, you proc quenching. Then after that, everything will be an increase of 0.8% up to 30 stacks. And then on hitting an enemy, inflicted with burn gives you 7% more firearm damage. It's not a lot, but it's still free extra damage. So that's what the special ability is, or the unique ability for the Enduring Legacy is. Now, I want to go ahead and go over the base stats of this weapon really fast. So, the base stats of this weapon, we already went over the firearm attack, fire rate, magazine size. Reload time is 2.7. It's an LMG, so they all have pretty slow reload times. And the base firearm critical hit rate is 20%. And the base firearm critical hit damage is 1.7. So this is pretty good on the crits if you want to do a crit build with this, which you should, because the base stats is pretty good for crit. The Attribute status effect trigger rate is only a 4.76, but with the unique ability, it's gonna increase that. Now your weak point damage is a 1 times. So it's not the greatest on building weak point damage, but obviously you still can and get yourself a little bit of extra damage. Alright, so now let's go over the build. So I decided we're gonna go ahead and really lean into the special ability that this weapon has, which is fire. So this weapon really heavily favors fire, so that's what we're gonna do. So we went with action and reaction alongside rifling reinforcement because we want our base firearm attack, which is gonna put us at a 93% increase. Then we went for the crit because this weapon has a base of 20% crit rate and a 1.7 crit multiplier, so we went ahead capitalize on that. So we put on better insight for that 39% crit chance. Then we put on better concentration for the 74.8 critical hit damage alongside concentration priority. Now, concentration priority makes you reload even slower. And you, as you know, LMGs do reload really slow, but we're getting plus 120% firearm critical hit damage. And plus, with the 115 round mag, this is the best bang for your buck on this weapon, at least. Now, like I said, we are leaning heavy into the fire aspect of this weapon, so we went ahead and put fire enhancement. We got that one nice and maxed out, so that's going to give us 30% of our firearm attack as fire damage. Not only that, we went ahead and put on fire conductor. So when attacking enemies inflicted with burn, your firearm attack is plus 26%. And because the status effect trigger rate gets increased, and we're gonna get extra damage. So that's they'll always be burnt, even you get the gist. So I went ahead and added a little bit of fire rate. To be honest, you don't need to do fire rate. You can actually kind of put on whatever you want. So fire rate, I just put that on there because I personally like that. But you really don't need fire rate, but extra damage or DPS, like damage per second, is a little bit higher, obviously, if you put fire rate on there. So that's why I put that on there. I wouldn't really know what else you would replace that with. I mean, I guess you would probably replace it with like, if you want to replace fire rate, you could put like a magazine capacity on there to give you more than the 115 bullets, so you can shoot even longer. That's personally up to you. But we put fire rate on there. I feel like fire rate is one of the better mods when it comes to DPS, so that's why we put that on there. We also put the weak point damage on here. So, like I said, the weak point multiplier isn't too high to begin with. Um, so you don't really need to put this on there. Now, I mean, what else would you really put in there? So that's why I kind of just added weak point, the weak point side in here. And just because, I mean, weak point damage, it's still extra damage if you hit weak spots, anyways, especially if you're going to go do bossing. Your main focus is to hit weak points, anyways. So that's a boost in your overall DPS. So I would say put weak point damage in there, even though the base multiplier is only 1 times. So there's weak point damage. Now this slot right here, let me show you. This one right here. The game or this weapon automatically comes with this slot. This slot, and I think it was this A right here. I don't really like that particular slot, but I didn't want to spend a thing to switch it out. So I kind of just threw anything in there. So I just put accuracy since LMGs aren't the most accurate weapon to begin with. So I just slapped a little bit of accuracy on there. I mean, it's only a 14.4%, so it isn't really going to do much. But instead of having an empty slot, I just kind of put that in there, especially because all the other mods are already maxed on here. So I want to show you the applied values that we got from all of our mods real quick, and then I'll show you the weapon or the combat. So firearm attack is plus 93%, recoil 20% because of concentration priority. Firearm critical hit damage is 194.8. Firearm critical hit rate is at 39%. Reload time modifiers is negative 30%, which kind of that's rough, but our fire rate is plus 25%, accuracy 14.4, and weak point damage plus 35%. Now, you can see at the bottom our bonus stats that aren't, so we have adds fire attack equal to 30% of firearm attack, and enemies afflicted with burn. When attacking enemies afflicted with burn, your firearm attack is plus 26%. So, let's see what after all the stats are implemented, what we're looking at. So we're looking at 26,834 damage, firearm attack. And our reload time is no, this one doesn't show it. 1 second. So our reload time is a 3.51. That is slow. But, you can reload cancel. We got critical hit rate. So we only have 30% critical hit chance. And we have a 5.6 times critical hit damage multiplier with a 1.468 weak point damage. So let's show the weapon now. So like I've done in my other videos, we're going to use a level 1 enemy just so that way we can see the weapon's raw damage without incorporating armor reduction stuff. I'm not really, because different enemies have different armor values and stuff like that. So I would rather have more along the lines of a more consistent testing. So anyways, so let's see what the damage is looking like. So about 53,000 on a headshot. And our crits about 300,000 on a level 1 enemy, remember that. So if you take that information and take it into hard mode, we're probably only looking at around 100,000, 120,000 on a crit. So it isn't the greatest. Now, with the quenched, as you see, we hit them once and they got the quenched on them, but it goes away right away. Now, this part is going to be a little bit difficult for me to show you numbers just because we have to continuously shoot, just because quench buff only lasts for 0.4 of a second. So, I will try my best in the editing to show you what numbers we're seeing right now. So, let's just go ahead and dump. So on bodies, it's looking like our fire itself is about 45,000. Yeah. So our fire crits are looking about 45,000 with the 30 stacks of the quenching. So that's really it. Now, let's say you don't want to go, I just want to show you real quick. Let's say you don't want to go heavily into, the whole fire aspect of the weapon. So me personally, what I would recommend that you do is if you want to use a crystallization catalyst to remove this slot and put it for something else, I would say do that. But obviously, you're going to want to keep your staples for your firearm attack, critical hit chance, and damage. And then what you want to do is get your fire rate, maybe reload speed, but that's up to you. Reload speed or magazine capacity. Then what I would say is obviously keep the weak point damage and leave one empty slot for the to be able to transition, for elemental status effects. So like let's say you want to use toxic because you're fighting electric or something like that, whatever. Then you can switch it out. So I would say use one slot where there's nothing, no like catalyzation or whatever, so that way you can rotate those out. Another thing that you probably can use, well, I would say use mental focus. So you won't be able to get 150 stacks unless you put a magazine capacity on here because this weapon only has 115 bullets, but you can use this. Now, with this, I can't really do anything but this fire build that I did do because I already formatted a lot. And now, as you see, I tried to see what I could do in replacement or as an alternative, but it kind of we're kind of hindered right now by the polarity slots that we put on there. So I would love to show you. I mean, I guess, but that reduces our fire rate. I mean, sure. Yeah, because then our weak point damage would have to go into this spot. So you see what I mean? Like I kind of can't show you an alternative just because. But we'll just show you this real quick. This build right here obviously has the same attack and critical hit chance of damage, and then it has the rate of fire. It also has the fire like our first one does, but instead of having fire conductor, we went ahead and put on mental focus, and then these two slots, like this one doesn't really matter, but these two slots are kind of up in the air right now, just because the polarity slots that I have, and we're using fire again, just because we get a little bit more damage with this weapon if we are using fire element. So So as you see, our fire went up to around the 80,000 mark just because of the mental focus. So what I'm going to do now is that's pretty much everything for this weapon. But what I'm going to do now is this portion, this from this point on to the end of the video is going to be me showcasing the weapon in action, and so you guys can see how fast it kills things or how slow it kills things. So you guys can get kind of an idea of if this is something that you really want to invest in or not. What I will do is there will be two portions of the video, and I'll make sure to distinguish the difference between both. The first one that we're going to do is going to be with this particular build, which we're going all in on the fire aspect of this weapon. And then the second portion of this gameplay is going to be us going more so with the mental focus aspect of it, but we're still capitalizing on some of the fire here. As you can see, we got fire attack plus 20%, and then we also have the fire enhancement on there. So we're still capitalizing on the fire for this weapon, but we're just going about it in two different ways. I'll show you these builds before each segment, so that way you guys can know which one you're looking at, and then determine whether or not this is something, like I said, you want to invest in, or if this build looks pretty nice to you. If you guys are really into LMGs, just know LMGs will not have, won't hit as hard as other weapons because it has 2 to 3 times the magazine capacity. So don't compare this to like my other video where I did the Eternal Willpower. Yeah, because the Eternal Willpower is hitting way harder, but it has a lot less bullets. So that's LMGs for you. It's spray and pray type of gameplay, and it's pretty satisfying, I will say, to be able to just shoot 100 bullets, without having to reload. It is pretty nice. So that's it for the build portion of this video. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for commenting on my videos, liking it, subscribing to the channel, stuff like that. If you guys are interested into that giveaway, I have a video talking all about it, but there's a link in the description for my Discord. Join that server and enter into that giveaway. So the giveaway is on August 3rd, all right, in the morning. So that's like a Saturday, I think. And they're gonna be gift cards. There's not gonna be no PayPal, no Zelle, none of that. It's straight up, I'm just gonna go buy a gift card. Give it to y'all. I don't want no scamming activities going on. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy the build portion of this video, drop a comment. Let me know how you would have built this weapon. If you would have built it a little bit different than me, or if in your opinion, the fire aspect of this weapon's special ability, is it worth investing in or not? What do you think? So anyways, that's it for me. Enjoy some gameplay, seeing the weapon in action, and until next time.
종료 확인 완료. 수고하셨어요. 여기는 사령부. 미확인 연구실 제탈한 임무 수행을 시작하세요. 임무 종료 확인 완료. 수고하셨어요.
Honestly, it's kind of hard to say which one's better. Um, I mean, I think the second version maybe hits a little bit harder, but the fire rate kind of drops the overall DPSs. At least that's what it feels like. The first build definitely felt like it killed faster. So I don't know. I mean, I think they're both pretty decent. Obviously, you can optimize each one a little bit better. I just don't really want to put another catalyst in here. I think it's good where it's at, but you can obviously tweak it to fit your playstyle a little bit better. But I think both of them are a solid choice. So if you pick either one of them, obviously adjust it, tweak it a little bit, put like a couple of the things that I said earlier in the build portion. I think it's pretty good. So hey, if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.